Welcome to the Redevelopment Commission meeting. Will you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We do our roll call
Mayor Bonta,
here.
Commissioner Ambler,
Here.
Commissioner Podgorski,
Here.
Commissioner Lack,
Present.
Commissioner Munt,
Here. Commissioner
Vasquez.
Here.
All right. Let's go to the minutes. Did everyone have a chance to read the 6:25:26 minutes? Is there any motions, corrections, things like that?
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That'll get us to the payment of claims. Did everyone have a chance to take a look at the claims? Are there any questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve the claims.
I have a question. One of the claims is, where is it at? 8.6. We have to approve it for the claim? Do we have to make an? For the graffiti?
Graffiti. Right.
Do we have to approve the payment or the authorization to do it before we make the claim approval? Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Staff reports. How's it going, Mr. Bowditch?
I'm doing well, Mayor. Having been gone for 2 weeks out on a family vacation to Europe, I don't have anything to report other than I did have an update meeting with the city departments yesterday, specifically on the economic development team. I did go through some notes, and the A&Z survey of the Promenade West area, they have completed all their field work and are preparing their report to get that done as scheduled by the end of the month. We are working on the residential housing development programs. Those need to be amended. The allocation provision by statute was changed to be a maximum of 25 years. So we are updating those to be a 25-year program and allocation provision instead of 20 years. So we'll have that for your next meeting in August. In addition, Lawton's projects are going to be consolidated into one residential housing program. So the three Sandy Trail, Swanson Trails, and Bauer Farms will be consolidated into one residential housing development program, plus they have an expansion of their Bauer Farms, so we're going to add them all together. We'll be in communication with Providence as well as Lennar on their projects also. So we'll be looking at something either in September, October for bond closing on that. Other than that, projects are moving forward. I do have communications into the Kayak Point prospects to get their bonding going as soon as possible. And other than that, it's been busy, but I'm just catching up from being gone for 2 weeks, and Portage is moving forward.
Thank you.
Do you know if we'll be able to get an updated budget by
I
next
have
meeting?
they just emailed me the numbers today, but I did find that from my preliminary analysis of what they sent, was the general fund was at 300, the general fund being the fund that is non-allocation, is $360,043.62. The NERPC fund, which is just, we pull out the NERPC so that we can see what's happening at the 6100
Yeah, but
building.
will we be able to get like an updated
Yes.
Excel spreadsheet
Yes.
with all our
Yes.
projects and stuff in there?
So that one's at $71,216.31. And then it shows the allocation area at $1,375,916.24. However, the distribution of $6.8 million needs to be included in there. So it'll be somewhere around $7 million, $8 million. Yeah. I'm finalizing that for you. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't believe we have any old business, so that'll get us to new business. We have the consideration of a pole replacement in Founders Square, H&T Electrical.
Good afternoon. We have a proposal from H&T Electrical to replace a street light. Well, actually, it's not a street light. It is a light for the pathway in Founders Square Park. It was hit by a tree during a storm a few years back, and we worked hard to make sure that we had sufficient lighting for pedestrians within the park during events and things. And I feel that, unfortunately, with the cost, that we should probably get that back and up with everything that is going on at that park. So we have an estimate for $8,592.18 to replace the pole and the fixture.
Could you repeat the number one more time?
$8,592.18.
Do we have a price from a Portage-based contractor?
We do not. So the situation is at Founders Square, we have requested a Portage-based contractor to replace a few items, and they are months behind. There's no communication as to when these items are going to come in. So since we've been waiting, it's one of those bollard lights. Since we've been waiting, haven't heard anything, we've also directed H&T to replace that specific item. I don't have a number for that. I think that was running through staff that was managing the department, the park there, and it may actually be coming out of the park department at some point. You know, with them managing events and stuff, there's some question as to who's paying for what sometimes.
So you're saying we did not receive a price from a Portage-based contractor to do this
Correct?
at all?
Nope.
Is this something we're able to get more than one estimate for?
We can. I mean, so the City of Portage, the Board of Works has 2 electrical contractors under contract to maintain our private street lighting infrastructure, and we sort of use them to do personal lots, so parking lots, this park. Sometimes the park department will call us and see who we use and use them as well, but generally the Board of Works holds a contract with these contractors to do that work, and again, we just use them as part of the City of Portage work.
Is it the pole or the labor that seems so expensive?
For some reason, poles and lights are really expensive, especially when you get into decorative fixtures. So I'm not sure if the picture was included
It was
in.
thousands of dollars, for example, over by Churchview Street when a car hit a pole and we had to replace it.
It's
It's amazing how expensive poles are.
Crazy expensive, and especially if you have a specialty light fixture, they try to find something similar and possibly manufacture their own to put up there to look similar.
All right, thank you. I was
Of course.
just surprised.
Oh, believe me, when you do this for a while, it's amazing. I think Deb was just saying too, I mean, because you deal with it, how expensive they are, and then to decorate them, they add it on top.
Yeah.
Well, and depending on how old the pole is, a lot of times they're now discontinued, so
Yep.
you won't even get the same pole. Are these, Sandy, these are LEDs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go back to it again. So on this particular project, did we reach out to a Portage-based electrical contractor to provide us a price?
We reached out to H&T, who was on site at the moment when we were
Did we
discussing
reach out
items.
to a Portage-based contractor to do this particular job?
We reached out to H&T.
So we did not reach out to a Portage-based contractor to do this project.
Correct.
I think it's incumbent upon us to spend money on a Portage-based business to keep our funds within the City of Portage and to support our Portage-based businesses. I've said this multiple times.
If we cannot get quotes from them, what do we do then?
But you're saying we did not reach out to them?
Not this time, no,
Okay.
because we've had issues in the past.
But in the past, we've reached out and we haven't gotten any quotes, is what you're
Correct.
saying?
Correct.
Would you be willing to reach out to them on this one to get a quote and see? And if
Of
they,
course.
and if they don't respond this time, then we can report back that they also, once again, have not
I have absolutely
responded?
no issues with that.
I agree with Greg. We should. I mean, we should. We should support our local businesses first, but I also
I wish they
understand
would
what
support
Sandy's
us.
trying to say. If we do that and they don't respond, or they're behind, or whatever the scenario is, but at least our conscience is clear to the fact we tried,
Yeah, I agree.
and they didn't
And Sandy, I
bite.
appreciate how you're trying to say it, but yeah, I mean, simply put, a company not being responsive when we've called in the past is, sometimes that's a little bit awkward, but yeah, if we could just try one more time to see if we can get a quote from them, and then we can compare the two, that's
course.
fine. That's an opinion.
Do we have a motion?
Not at this time.
Motion to table item 8.1.
Second.
That'll bring us to the Founders Square tree risk assessment and, oh, I'm sorry, we need to vote, I'm sorry. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, now we're under 8.2, tree risk assessment and management proposal, AWI Arbor Care.
So we have a proposal to inspect, assess all of the larger trees in Founders Square. I don't know how often y'all go to the park, but in the early June storms, we have a pretty large cottonwood tree that is in the beer garden that sustained some damage. Significant damage to the bark that made us question the safety of it. So not having arborists on staff, reached out to the closest arborist in the area, which is Chesterton, and had them provide us with a proposal to inspect a total of 15 trees in the park. Like I said, these are the larger ones that could actually cause damage to property or person. And their proposal is in the amount of $3,900. What we can expect out of this assessment is a determination of whether trees are dying, whether they're living, whether they're infected with something, whether or not we need to deadwood some of the branches that are dead so that they don't fall on people. So it's a thorough assessment, and then we would move forward with recommendations out of that assessment with a contractor.
If I may, Mayor, Mr.
Sure.
President. The use of a certified arborist is important and recommended from the standpoint of they are certified to identify the tree and to manage its, and identify its health and any necessary trimming or action that needs to be taken on that tree. Not being an attorney, but from a legal standpoint, it's best to have a certified arborist review and provide reporting on the tree just in case something were to happen. I would assume that the insurance agency that we use, or if any damage were done, that would be the first thing an attorney looks for, would be, did you have a certified arborist look at these trees? So my recommendation would be to use the certified arborist.
Motion to approve $3,900 for Founders Square tree risk assessment and management proposal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, that'll get us to 8.4, oh no, I'm sorry, 8.3, Founders Square 50 amp service quote, H&T.
Do we even want to go into this?
If it sounds like we want to check that other Portage company and see if that company responds this time, that might be the best way to go, given the
Fair
preference of the board.
question.
Motion to table 8.3.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right, that'll get us to 8.4, change of scope for traffic impact study, Abbenmar.
So this is a task that has already been approved from this commission for Abbenmar to perform a traffic analysis impact study for the intersection of Airport and Veterans Avenue, that area with all the new development going on. with communications. When the original task was approved through this commission, it was brought up the possibility of actually including the intersection of Airport and Pan Am, and I believe American Way, in this study. And so Avon has provided us with a scope change, and the change in scope is a $2,000 increase to the original amount. So it would be a total now of $31,500.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, that'll get us to client overnight parking agreement at 6100 Southport Road. If you guys had a chance to see this in your packets, this is an agreement for an airport shuttle service that is trying to come to Portage. They're identifying sites for expansion in the city, but right now they were looking to get the foot in the door. They've had conversations with Tom and myself, through the planning office. We've checked this with NERC, and to put it simply, this is a way to utilize a space for a airport shuttle service, and we have checked. To give you an idea, during a full commission NERC meeting, there was still plenty of space available for the parking lot to be in use for this. We should also note that it's also a parking lot that the RDC makes available even for people walking trails. So, reviewing all this, I think it's a great step to bringing an airport shuttle service back to Portage, and certainly if they grow, they're going to be going on to the next step of getting another location. 6100 Southport, that's the NERC building in the parking lot? Yes, as well as the Northwest Indiana Forum.
I know that personally, I appreciate that service. Missed having that in a couple years past. However, my question is, when they're talking about overnight, and it's going to go have multiple rides back and forth, are those individuals going to be able to keep their cars there 3, 4, 5 days, and then how is that going to?
It could happen, but based on the scale of the business and how they've done in other sites, and then we've weighed that with the amount of space in the parking lot, we find that's going to work pretty well. If it becomes getting close to crowded as time goes on, that's the signal for the business to be looking to move on to another spot. We know that they're looking for other spots in our city. They're just looking to get started with a shuttle service. And a lot of people here are going to be getting dropped off, not just leaving the car.
Thank you.
I don't think people always realize, despite the nostalgia, how small that parking lot actually was by the library. But boy, was it special.
So I'm guessing that this is just a mock agreement that the city of Valparaiso has with them.
I believe
And
it's,
our agreement will obviously reflect
yes.
Portage and, okay.
Is the motion we're looking for just a approval of the concept to go to contract?
Maybe it's one of those like motion to approve contingent on legal review kind of things. Would that be a good way to say it?
Legal drafting, there we go.
Motion to approve upon legal drafting.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, that gets us to 8.6, consideration graffiti removal at Founders Square. John Gilbert. Greg, going back to your point, does this need to be re-voted on, or was this voted on with the claims?
It was just voted on for claims.
Claims.
Gotta approve the contracts.
Yeah.
I'll just put it this way. I think graffiti removal is one of the most important things that we can be doing as a growing city. I call it the Dan Bowditch rule because I attribute it to Dan, which is not that Dan's ever done graffiti.
No. Have not.
It's the rule that when
Have
you
not.
have people doing graffiti, you want to get it cleaned up and painted over as fast as
quickly as
possible.
possible.
Because the quicker you do, the faster they're going to get bored and realize that that's a lost cause.
Yes.
And so that's what we did ahead of different events, like the 4th of July and whatnot. We also had this artist came back, I shouldn't say, well, artist is good, the painter, he came back, and he came even after he had done his work and people came and did more graffiti on his own, he came back and cleaned it up just as which was appreciated. I believe it was, it was in the claims.
Yeah.
Is that the same in this packet of a photo? Is that the same one? I'll make a motion to approve the graffiti removal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. All right, that gets us to consideration Founders Square repair for light for the flag. That's that picture. We don't have any quote at all for it. We want to proceed to be able to go for it. So I think we
Yes.
can make a motion on that, and then we can get multiple quotes if need be.
Preferably a business from the City of Portage.
That responds, yeah.
Yes.
Motion to approve Founders Square repair of the light for the flag.
Second.
With quotes.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That'll get us to 8.8, real estate matters. Hello.
Hi, Mayor. Good evening, Commissioners. Before I start, I'd like to issue a special invitation on behalf of myself and Ralph as a member of the Economic Development Board. Next Thursday is a networking night, so we'd like to invite, obviously, all the board members and any audience members, any resident of Portage that would like to attend the Railcats game next Thursday night. Please get a hold of Andy Maletta and just let him know you're coming. There is no cost. Drinks, food, everything's free. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer it afterwards, too. But it's next Thursday night, I believe at 5 o'clock. That's when it starts. Yeah, it's a great night. We had a great time last year with, I don't know, about 100 people there. Yeah, great time. Okay, back to business. I have 4 items for you tonight. Item number 1 is regarding our downtown revitalization plan, some engineering support. There were 7 parcels that A&Z needed additional title work on. Parcels 12618 through 23 and 126049. Those are to be, we'd like an authorization for the expenditure of $4,200 not to exceed to produce these titles for them to complete the surveys needed.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Thank you. The second one is in support of Tom's work downtown on Veterans Drive. We have a parcel that we may need to acquire. We're not sure yet, but we may need to acquire it for some drainage work. This is right off of Veterans Drive. We need to get 2 appraisals for it. We have the appraisal cost. Those packages were actually in your board package, so you can see them. But I needed a authorization for the expenditure of $3,500 total and authorization for the mayor to sign those engagement letters.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 That was a long pause. Yeah. Item number 3 I have for you tonight is an anticipation of a need to purchase our last parcel in the Hillcrest Harbor area. We have a complicated appraisals that we need to do that also have an easement that affect several of the other properties we already own. This one we do not have quotes on yet. We have verbal quotes. I don't have written quotes on it. But they were $3,500 apiece. So I asked for an authorization of a not to exceed $7,000 and for the mayor to sign those engagement letters once we receive them pending legal review.
Bill, is that the one that has been outlying for a while?
Yes.
Well, that's really good.
Yep.
Which is one of the last finals that we're looking at.
Correct.
Yeah.
Every time that we were doing a pitch or anything related to the Hillcrest site or the Hollis Harbor site or whatever you want to call it, we always had to show the map that there was this one small spot
Square.
we didn't own, and this, I think, kind of completes that journey if we're able to get there.
We hope. Yep.
Motion to approve not to exceed $7,000 for the 2 parcels for the Hillcrest Harbor appraisal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'm laughing because I guess we're just still calling it between the harbor, Hillcrest, like, a name is gonna come.
Alice Harbor.
I just combined the two and called it Hillcrest Harbor.
I love it, yeah. It's good.
Everybody seemed to know where it was at, so that's the good part. My final item is relative to Hillcrest Harbor. Development plan, everything north of the waterway. As you know, this board owns about 25 plus or minus parcels out there that equal right at 200 acres. We also have a north side interceptor that just crossed about 15 of those parcels. So we need to do easements on those parcels. So looking at the overall scheme, we need to replat the entire area north of the river to create a usable plat with easements and roadways and everything on it, so we know when we go to a customer that's going to develop it, they know what land they have. This will create basically a 4-unit plat out there: southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest properties. And we have the natural dividers are the Burns Harbor Extension, which runs north and south, and the NIPSCO easement, which runs east and west. So if you can think of that as an X, those are the 4 units that we're going to create and get rid of the 26 parcels. So we will have 4 parcels.
I can tell you that if we're not dealing with the Chicago Bears, it's probably best to have it that simple, where there's just 4 parcels rather than 26 that we'd have to make the effort to sell either in pieces or, different chunks.
Right.
Because even the current shapes of them are not really perfect squares or anything like that.
And the easements are so much easier to do on 4 parcels than on 26 parcels. And I've been working with Commonwealth from the sanitary department on those easements, and then I'm also working with SEH on the roadway. So it's kind of became my job to spearhead those 3, and add this particular proposal, which is in your package, came from Abbenmarsh. They're already under contract with the city, so we did it as scope change 001. And that is an authorization not to exceed $100,000. And then we would need the mayor's authorization to execute that change.
If I may, Mayor, I had talked about this at the 25th meeting. From the perspective of, this will allow the Redevelopment Commission to have a plat that will show 4 basic lots that we can then put out RFPs. And then the property, once the RFPs are issued, a selected developer can then determine how to replat those lots and subdivide it based upon their needs of what we intend the land uses to be. So this cleans it all up, takes all the parcels, because developers don't want to deal with multiple parcels, they want to deal with one. And this puts each quadrant into its own, but it also includes, as Bill said, so they're cognizant and aware of the easements, the right-of-ways that will be necessary for the extension of Burns Parkway, as well as any intersections, roundabouts, or connections, so they can fit in their project into ours.
And just be clear, nothing would stop a future buyer from buying all 4 or 3 or 2. It's just,
Absolutely.
we think that these 4 are the simplest and most obvious ways to divide the land.
Right, and it sets the envelope for development.
Right. They want to know where the sewer is now, because it's already installed. We can't tell them that, because we don't have the easements written. We got to tell them where the roads go. This will take that 200 acres and tell us that we have, and I'm just going to use a number, 160 acres of usable land.
Right.
That's really what we're looking for.
So that was going to be my question, I'm sorry. My question was going to be, what's the approximate size of each one, or do you want to do
I
total?
was going to ask too.
I think it's early to answer that.
Yeah, I could guess, but that's all it would be, is a guess.
I mean, what I was going to add is also, eventually, we're not going to own this, and eventually we're going to be dealing with it being planned. The cleaner this is now, the easier it's going to be, not only for the purchaser, but for city staff, city utilities. If we start and clean this up properly to begin with and decide where we want our roads and our right-of-ways, that is the great first step. So later on, it's much easier for us to be able to develop and run through Plan Commission.
Right.
Right. So,
Which
What was the simple thought process to say we're gonna do 4?
The
As
natural
opposed to
dividers.
6 or 3 or,
The natural dividers that are there, the ones I
Okay.
just mentioned. The Burns Parkway,
Okay.
it's going to be where it's going to be. It has to cross the easement at a certain point,
Okay.
and SEH is under contract designing that road already. So that's a natural north-south divider, although it doesn't run a straight line, but in our minds, we can straighten it out, that it's basically running from the southeast to the northwest.
okay,
The NIPSCO easement runs a little bit from the northeast to the southwest. So if you cross those two, it creates 4 pieces of the pie. That-
Okay.
It wasn't science, it was,
just
Just what's there.
curious.
Yeah.
And then just as though that I'm clear, when all this is done, then all of these 4 new plats of descriptions will be redone at the county? And they'll
yes.
probably be given new ID
Parcel numbers.
numbers, more than
It'll be
likely,
lot
I'm
1, lot 2, lot 3,
assume.
lot 4,
Okay.
with a new PIN number, key number.
Yeah.
Hillcrest Harbor. Hillcrest Harbor,
Okay.
of the
thank-
Hillcrest Harbor subdivision, whatever. But it cleans it up. So basically, what we're doing as a redevelopment commission is cleaning everything up so that when a developer is selected, they don't have to do it, because that takes time, and developers don't want to deal with time doing this. They want it clean when they come in.
And it also makes it more attractive, whoever.
Yes.
It just clears it up, so, and then again, I'll just reiterate, from an internal staff standpoint, those
Yes.
easements, a clean plat that's been started over is just clearer for whoever wants to buy it, and a whole lot clearer for us and the citizens to see what's happening.
Right.
And the utilities then are also cleaned up and
Yes.
clear where they are.
We're exactly where
they'll
they are
go
now,
Or not
right.
go, or,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Does-
And a
does
quick
this-
example of that is, we currently have, like this said, 25 parcels. We have them from a 1/4 acre up to 40 acres. And some of those larger lots are split on each side of the easement. So you had the same parcel number north of the easement, which shouldn't technically happen, but it did. We have a parcel number that's the same on the north as the same on the south, but they're not adjoining properties. So,
Does this contract include the dedication of the easement for the sewer?
yeah, well, the sewer is doing their own easements, but they're going to work with us to get it on our drawing so that we have one drawing.
Perfect, thank you.
Yes.
And this is similar to what's happening with the Promenade West here for the downtown. We're identifying what the existing downtown road is going to be through A and Z, and then identify just lot areas that are blocks for us to have developed. It's the same exact approach, only instead of being 40 to 45 acres, this is hundreds of acres.
I apologize, did we already vote on this, or did someone
No.
make a motion, or nothing yet, right? My brain just kind of,
Motion to approve with authorization for the mayor to sign.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the last one is just the congratulations to the board. We did close our first property in the Portage Mall area yesterday, and that was been a long time coming. So on behalf of the mayor who pushed that project hard, and all the board members, including Scott and Dan, everybody that worked on it, we did close the first one. We have 6 more to go.
We're getting there.
Thank you.
All right, that'll get us, so 8.9 was one of the things we just voted on, right?
Yes.
Got it. 8.10, Resolution 2611, Portage Youth Complex.
So this is the request for proposals for the Portage Youth Sports Complex. This has been circulating around now for a couple of weeks. This would be the resolution, RDC 2026-11, would be what I would ultimately be requesting be approved. That is the resolution to authorize the issuance of this request, and then that would allow us, pursuant to the actual RFP, get it on the, start with the calendar within and get it published. Goes in its first publication July 30th, the second publication's August 6th, and then within the key dates, we have them all laid out in order to keep this process going. I know that the team, the city team, has spent a lot of time working through this idea, and it's finally on the agenda to see if we can move it forward.
So I think the best way,
I'm sorry.
You go ahead, sorry.
So, because we just got this today, and maybe this came across and I didn't know, give me the short version on what we're doing.
I can give it a try, Scott. So we've been working for some time to figure out a way that we would be able to explore, either through public-private partnership, a straight-up bid, or something, to be able to find a new facility for a sports complex, starting ideally with the baseball fields. The long-term purpose of that being that we would relocate the baseball fields currently downtown that we own to create more room for downtown expansion.
Was that a motion?
Sounded like one, but I don't know if that legally holds up. No.
Second. Motion to adopt resolution number RDC 2026-11.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And believe that passed. I also vote aye. Anything else to come before the board? Mr. Cherry is not here, so I don't have his ability to stand up and say something.
No.
All right. Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
Motion.
adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And we're good.